instead of you going like this, just text my phone.
It's never gonna be that camera seeing me do it, but
so it doesn't distract her. You get me?
Yeah.
Just text it. Good.
I kind of wish I could sing.
You can sing?
No, I wish.
Oh, I was gonna say shit. Feel free to.
I wish.
If you got the balls in acapella right now.
I wish I could sing. You know, I sing better in Spanish, so I really want to go into that. I want to start taking singing lessons. Just like on Sundays.
I feel like if I took singing lessons, I'd still be bad.
I know, but...
For sure I would.
But there's times I'm in my whip, and I'll be listening to some Anuel or...
I meet musicians, and they're like, do you sing? I'm like, no, why did I? Because you have a very horsey voice. Like, I guess it's a good thing.
That's a good thing? To say you have a horsey voice?
I guess.
I'm sure you can...
Like, they asked me if I sing. I'm like, I don't.
Is your light on, Gus? No, your light's not on, Gus.
What light?
You didn't record.
Oh.
And can you flip my screen so I can see it?
Is it on now or no?
No. Now I'm telling you. There you go. I'm going to go right under your studio struggle.
You got it.
3, 2, 1.
So, you know, a lot of people out there, they maybe they hear about it, but they don't really understand the true struggles that lies beneath, you know, fighters trying to balance out 9 to 5s, school, whatever it is, some of them parents, whatever it might be, balance that out with the amount of training that it takes, the money that goes into it. You got to pay a coach, you got to pay a manager, you got to pay it is tough. And when they, you know, they see somebody like you, and I know we spoke about this off camera, when they see somebody like you, beautiful girl, was on the show, have, you know, 190,000 followers, sponsors, they think, you know, this pretty chick hasn't gone through much. It's being given to her, kind of like a Paige Van
She's
Zandt,
a rich girl from Miami.
something like that. And then to hear you say that you were in the studio waitressing, and this is all you sacrificing and leaving Miami to go over there, struggle instead of being at home with that comfort. You're still young. People can't look at you and be like, oh, she should have got out the house anyhow. No, man, that's young. That I give you a round of applause for that, man. That's tough and that's good. That shows a maturity.
Thank you. Yeah, because the thing is, my mom's a school teacher. My mom's a special ed teacher, and she's been with the school board for 20 years. But when she had cancer and the whole thing, she couldn't work, etc. And my dad has a taekwondo school in Miami, but it really doesn't make money, you know. Miami, no one likes to pay, and
so true.
So my parents literally have sacrificed every penny of their pocket to send my sisters and I to have the best education, which is why we went to a private school. And I thank them, and I give them the world for that.
That's awesome.
And when my dad was always my instructor, my master, and when I decided to go into MMA, my father and I had a fallout because he didn't want me to leave his sport, you know. He always saw the Olympic dream. He still wears a little Olympic necklace, and I always knew that wasn't the platform that was going to get me recognized the way I should. And Olympics doesn't pay, and Taekwondo Olympics even more. They don't really have an audience as much. So when I saw MMA, I'm like, those girls are fighting and they get paid for that. Still to this day, I can't understand in my brain that I'm getting paid for what I do, you know. So money has never been on my mind. I've always thought about is my legacy and the recognition that I'm gonna get for doing what I do. So I just have always done what I had to do to get there. So I was like, you need to go to Coconut Creek, you need to train with these girls. I had never done this. One of my friends, actually she's Laborio's daughter. Do you know Laborio?
Of course.
I met her in college, and she was like, oh, my father's someone big in MMA. But in college, I was like, I don't know about that. I do taekwondo. I have no idea. I would never do MMA. And then fast forward a year later, I text her, I'm like, Abby, are you still living in Coconut Creek? She's like, yeah. I'm like, who's your dad? And she's like, Laborio. He was one of the top people at American Top Team. I was like, oh, my God. So then she helped me get that waitressing job because she would work there sometimes. And I did that. And then after that, I was like, okay, I'm a little bit more comfortable. So let me find another job. So then I was teaching kickboxing at I Love Kickboxing, a franchise, literally right next, like the shopping center next door from American Top Team. I would teach there 3 times a week. And I would pay my rent. But in that studio that I was living in, it was miserable. You know, I didn't have a kitchen. You know, I would have to cook from the la plancha. I had a 1 bedroom. It was my bed, it was my fight banner, it was the TV, and the plancha, and that was it. And I just did everything I had to do to get to where I wanted to be, and that's why my debut with Bellator, people are like, oh, she's crying, whatever, debut, but they just don't understand the passion and the emotion that goes behind this for me. I'm a passion-driven person. If there's no passion, I'm not doing it. And basically how much I struggled on my own at 18 years old to make this happen. You know, my mom is in Miami. My parents have been going through a divorce. So it's just so many things, and then 2 little sisters to take care of. So I do this for myself and my legacy and the fighter I know I am, and to prove it to the world. But also do this to change my mom's life, to honor my father, and to give my little sisters as much as I can. You know, I help my sister out. She's in UCF, and I pay for as much of her stuff as I can. And my mom is good now, but I've been helping her out with my little sister too. So I'm just really grateful for where I am. And the only thing that's been given to me is an amazing education, because my parents sacrificed that. But the rest it's very easy to have a father in the sport and be like, I'm done, I'm burnt out, ya no quiero hacer esto más. But there was always something inside of me calling me, telling me, Valerie, something is calling you to be someone big in this world. And I've always felt the sensation like pulling me. It's really weird. Since I was little, I've always I've always known that I was born to do something big. And that's been my passion every time. Like my drive. Like there's nothing that could take me away. If there's something slight that gets in my way from what I want to do, I cut it really quick. Like I'm my sport and my future and my destiny are nothing.
So that's easier said than
done.
Man,
I feel like a bitch. You gotta cut that part. I teared up.
No.
I can relate to that so bad.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah, of course. You know, and you know, the tough part, I remember when we got the job at the UFC gym, and we had to go through this hell week. It was literally like a boot camp hell week where they just, from you know, learning how to be a coach, how to be a trainer, the process, and then they smoked us for like an hour in a certain amount of field of something. Anyway, fast forward. So we all graduated from this hell week, and here we are. We're official UFC coaches. We're about to open up the first UFC gym in Miami, and it's doing great. And it was the awesomest gym at the time, still is. But I remember I told people, everybody was, you know, some people were in tears, some people were sweating their nuts off, and everybody was just dying like, oh man, we made it, we're coaches, we're this, and everybody was happy. And I said, hey, you know, everybody gave their little speech about what they thought about what they went through. And I happened to be the last or second to last guy to give my speech. And I just said, hey man, I just want to remind you guys, and this is me telling you this, and anybody up and coming, this is the easy part. Maintaining, like, so when you become a champion, the hard part wasn't to become the champion, as motherfucking difficult as that is. It's maintaining that passion, that drive, training as hard as you're supposed to train, which is going to be harder because now the bullseye's on you. Now you got a lot more money. Now you're waking up in satin sheets.
Distractions.
Distractions. We need to pull you this way for this interview. We need you to do this podcast. We need you to model this clothes. The hard part is still coming. Val, you're only 21, player. You're in a position where you can really be like a John Jones. You know, you're so young with so much more growing to do. In a great division that's still building, because that's a new division. You know, well, not new, but just all women is still fairly new. You can really be that person, that superstar, but you got to think like that. Like you can literally, and we have the confidence. We spoke about this off camera that you will be. If you don't get
distracted,
because that happens from falling in love to offers for movies to you know all that can sidetrack. I'm not saying these women didn't do it, but here's great examples. Ronda Rousey, Paige Van Zandt, who else? Felicia Harry. Felicia Harry could have. She's a bad chick. She could have done a lot more, in my opinion, skill wise. But because of that TV show, The UFC Fighter, because she's such a pretty girl, she was always in her little underwears, and bro, she rode that train like hardcore when she got out, and she didn't focus enough on the fight game. So you know her career ended shorter than what I think it should have. You need to make sure you brace that. You're ready for that right there. That's the tough part.
Well, I always tell myself, and I'm like, Valerie, let's say tomorrow they offer you the lead role in a movie. Would you do it? And I look at myself, no. Why? Because you wouldn't feel satisfied and fulfilled if you don't prove that you're an amazing fighter first, you know? So I would do small things, but always making sure the year at least have 2 to 3 wins. You know what I mean? So when I'm off camp, maybe a month, I could do something from whatever. But I'm always like, let's say tomorrow they tell me I'm the most famous woman in the world. I wouldn't feel happy or fulfilled because I haven't proved that I'm actually a real fighter, you know, which I kind of have through my fights, but not nearly what I want to do yet. You know, I'm very real with myself. I'm not someone that says, oh, I'm 10-0 and I'm the best fighter. No, I'm not saying that. I know I'm going to be one day, and I know I'm on the track too, and I know I only have 2 fights. But I promise you, just trust me, I'm going to do it because there's no one that could stop me. You know, this is the way I think.
Well, you know, that's great. You always got to have that confidence. You got to believe in yourself. It's great to have a background. You have it. And it's even better when you're surrounded by not just great coaches, great guidance, but fighters that are going to make you,
Exactly.
they're going to force you because they're better than you right now. Most of them. They're better than you, just skill level-wise. But they're going to teach you this. When you got Joanna, you know, JJ, in and out on you with her fucking precise sniping of a strike. She's in and out. You know, that girl's so sharp. I can't wait to see her fight against, how you say her name?
She's amazing.
Zhang Weili.
Zhang Weili? I'd be murdering these, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Whatever.
Joanna is my favorite person in the world to train with. I feel so much like her. It's so weird. Like when you have a connection with somebody, like training wise, and I've always said I haven't found anyone that trains like me because I'm really grimy, I'm really ratchet, and
she loses. I think she misuses that word a little bit.
No, I am like if I could bite someone, I'm
I'm gonna go ratchet on you. What do you mean, dog? How do you do
You ever
that?
trained with Alexis Villa?
Alexis Villa. Before he got arrested, he used to drag me by my hair wrestling, like drag me across the mat.
He bit me.
Bit us all. Nut checked us all.
Yeah, oil check.
Oh yeah, no. Alex, shout out to Alexa. I hope everything's going good.
That's a girl version right here.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
I really feel like I am. Like naturally, it's because my dad is crazy. My dad is savage.
You bite people when you roll?
I wish. I can't. Sometimes I do it for fun. But no.
Yeah.
I would never roll with this person.
My dad is crazy. My dad built me like my dad would just stand me and he would get guys and be like, kick her in the ribs as hard as you can. Like me, 10 years old, like a little girl, I would come out red everywhere. My mom would get so mad. They would fight so much. They're girls, they're not men. But honestly, that's why I'm like this. Like there's nothing I haven't seen before, nothing I haven't gotten hit with, and nothing that anyone could do to me that could knock me down, I feel like.
Have you ever been clipped, like you know, flash knockout or close to it, like a you know, some type of head trauma?
Only training, but not in a fight.
No, but I mean, okay, so sparring, or you have been clipped.
Yeah, sparring, but not with women, with men. Yeah.
I've literally known up and coming fighters, amazing young fighters.
You had a man flash knockout?
Yeah.
But doesn't have to mean that he hit it hard. He might just
no. He hit me hard because my dad asked him to. My dad's like that. He's like, hit her as hard as you can. And my dad's crazy, but
Jesus.
You know, my dad's savage.
Dad, if you're listening, tone that shit down, bro. Hey, by the way, speaking of your family, the youngest, she's how old again?
She's 12 and she's a black belt and she still does taekwondo, but she's
kind of veering away from it little by little.
Yeah, it's not her. You know, my other sister in college is amazing, an amazing athlete. Like she's lost so much weight. She's like close to flyweight. I'm like, why don't you just weigh in for me? But she's like, Valerie, can you imagine if I just go to US Open and you coach me? Like, how fun. I'm like, we should do it. My sister's an amazing athlete, represented Puerto Rico.
But is she still competing?
Taekwondo? No, she's in college. But she's gonna do collegiate.
Oh,
and
collegiate.
She's gonna do collegiate. I'm gonna coach her. And honestly, my sister, whenever she's in Miami, I tell her to go with me to American Top Team, because I trained with my sister my whole life. She was my best training partner, and she'll be there and she'll be like, Valerie, double, tornado, back in, like, you know what I mean? Like just base taekwondo things that no one tells me to do because they don't know it, you know. And my sister is my number one fan. She also helps me with my social media. She does like my posts, she does everything for me, and it's fight week, she's in charge of everything, and my sister knows me better than anyone, so she's might compete again, but she will never go into MMA. My two sisters will never.
What you had told us that ATT has a very they're very professional.
Mm-hmm.
They got a great format of how to follow things,
Mm-hmm.
what to do, things of that nature. How many coaches are you working with? I'm assuming, I know there's classes that you guys all take in bulk.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're advanced/pro. They're not going to just let amateurs go with pros. How you
Yeah,
mentioned
the amateurs
earlier.
train at night and the pros in the morning.
Okay, so when you do these classes, do you do individual with coaches? You mentioned Thiago Alves, or is it you just do these individual coaches classes, which is meant for the pros?
No, so I wrestle Mondays with Mongo. Amazing. Mike Brown monitors it, and Tuesdays I spar in the morning, and I make sure I always have a coach there monitoring my sparring, simulating a fight, through the rounds, bringing my water, etc. Like mental
Visualization.
Visualization. Yeah, and
I can't say exact.
And then at night I have my private, which is kickboxing or striking techniques, and then Wednesday striking again. I do a group class just for some cardio, and then I grapple with Mike Brown after. On Wednesday nights I'm off. Thursdays I spar again. Private at night. Fridays jiu-jitsu and I'm off. And Saturdays I do cardio and that's it.
Sundays you don't train?
No. Mm-mm.
Is that by recommendation or is that by choice?
Both. I mean, my coaches do my schedule Monday to Saturday. Sunday you're off, so I try to yoga, or I go dance salsa, or I find a twerking class, or I'm doing pole dancing.
All four had yoga pants in it, by the way. Hey, did you just say that?
Yeah, I do
pole
something
dancing
to keep me active, because if I stay home and I'm in pain all day, I just go into a bad mental place. So I like being out and forcing myself to do something active and that I love, which is entertainment, dancing, and feeling like a girl, and start the weekend and we start all over.
You don't do any recovery? You don't have a physical therapist?
I do have one that he comes when I'm in camp, but cryotherapy I do sometimes, but honestly I'm not really good at taking care of myself, which I should be.
You should.
I know.
I used to be the same way.
Your body will tell you,
I know.
Man, what were we waiting for?
I know.
Especially if people are willing to help you. Do you ever get chiropractic help?
No, of course, and I don't know if you know Dynamic Wellness.
Of course.
Yeah, they were my first sponsor when I had no fight. Lewis was like, come here, we'll help you. So now I'm starting to come every Saturday back because I love staying true to the people that have helped me.
Of course.
Make it to, not that I've made it anywhere big, but make it to where I am right now.
He just partnered up with Goshen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He's
shout out to Lewis. We just saw him. I forgot. I went with Yuli.
Saturday.
Yeah, no. Saturday where?
At Yuli's.
Lewis was there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh shit, man! But I saw him before that, and I forgot he was there. Had a couple of drinks that night. Oh, speaking of that, what's up with you in that type of scene? Like, you keep mentioning Ratchet. You're Miami as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any kind of bad habits of you like to drink every once in a while, once a week, or how does that go?
No, I actually force myself to go out sometimes because before I left on the show, I was very one-sided, like very secluded, very
introvert.
Yeah, very in my apartment. My apartment, training, blinds closed, darkness, sleep, repeat. And I didn't like it. I felt like I was being too extreme, and I felt like I wasn't also enjoying a little bit my life, And now I force myself to do so. They have an event. I go after the show. I started going out more because I was in a place for 3 months secluded. But drinking and stuff, I love going out. I love having fun, and I love drinking. But honestly, nothing means more to me than fighting. So anything that I feel like jeopardizes that a little bit,
right,
it's very easy for me to eliminate. So when it's time to start actually training very hard. Also on the weekends I wear heels. So I'm like, okay, you could only wear heels one night because then Monday you have to wrestle and your feet can't be sore. No, it's so many things that go into my life. But
Do women have sore heels?
Me, yes, because I have the flattest feet in the
night?
world.
Oh.
The thing is that my feet are like flat. Like I have no arch. My dad has flat feet, but taekwondo, I don't know. I just being on a mat barefoot since I was 3. I just have really flat feet. So heels hurt a lot more for me than they do for any normal girl. Plus, like my insteps, taekwondo fighters, we kick with our insteps, and I just have a bunch of little broken bones there, always, constantly. And nothing. I do the best to take care of myself and disimular un poco, but I'm really I'm in pain.
You mentioned that you really like to dance, and that's something that's in you. Do you at least doesn't have to include all the drinking, but is that something you like to do?
No, of course.
Is this more like salsa merengue, or this is just hip hop everything?
No, salsa, bachata,
You dance all that pretty good?
Yeah, I do.
Nice.
And I'm starting to take real salsa lessons now because I want to learn how salsa de verdad.
Right. Not the family. So keep it. So that's what happened with me. I thought I knew salsa,
but you
and
don't.
Shout out to Mari from Hotspot Entertainment because she's the one who I did my privates with, and it is so difficult. Like you think you know.
Do you got it now or no?
Yeah, I did 6 months with her.
Oh.
So you got it.
Yeah, now.
Now you're good.
I haven't used it since.
Well, no homo. When the cameras are off, I'd like you to work with me because my salsa. I make it look like I can dance. I mean, I promise you.
I honestly thought I knew how to because of my grandmother. You know, your grandmother
que te
teaches you.
enseña todo.
She'll teach you at that family party. Oh, you don't want to. Nah, my grandmother don't know shit. My grandmother don't know how to dance little salsa. Mari's the one who taught me.
No, and one day I've always said it. I promise you, one day I'm gonna win Dancing with the Stars.
Oh shit! I like
promise.
that.
Like when I was young,
That's
I was like,
show,
I'm gonna give up dancing because there's not a day in my life I could go without punching or kicking. But I'm gonna make myself a deal that one day I'm gonna win Dancing with the Stars. So maybe in the next 3-4 years.
3-4 years, that's a long time. I could see you on that a little earlier.
She's got to be.
I just need a fight
on there.
Did they?
Yeah.
She was just in the sport at the right time, you know. Who knows? Coming up.
Who's paid? I'm kidding. Shout out to Paige.
Shit.
You're gonna get me in trouble.
No, don't worry.
Actually, her husband fights for Bellator.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, she was on my debut.
She did
when I knocked out that girl in the first round.
Was it? She was there.
Yeah, she was watching.
She did a big. She did a big.
My sister said
she did a big
really
interview
nice.
with Ariel Hawani, and she had a lot to say, man, because they basically Ariel put her on the spot in the best way. Ariel's great at what he does, but basically just asking her, hey, you kind of veered away from fighting, got your tits done. Did modeling, did some movie shit.
I don't think he said that, dude.
Nah, he didn't say that. He didn't say that. Of course not. But, she started something firing back. Like, hey, man, listen, I'm still a fighter. I'm still going to come back. I'm still going to show my skills. But right now, this is making me a lot more money.
She got married.
And she got married.
Yeah.
So,
And it's like, being a pretty female fighter is not easy,
Of course not.
And just her stepping into the cage, I would never talk bad about her because just for any woman to step into a cage, you have to have courage and I admire that. I'm not one to bring other women down. Honestly, I admire Paige because she's done great for what she did. She got in there, she fought, she submitted Rachel Osovich. She's done amazing things, and I understand also if now she got married, and she's doing other things with her life, and that's good for her, but I'm coming, and nothing can distract me from what I'm doing, and I'm the real deal,
Fuck you. You hear that? I love that. I love the confidence.
I think confidence is everything. You can't do anything with confidence in your life. Nothing right.
You definitely radiate confidence when you speak and the things that you say. You haven't said a lot of, I would love to be one day. I hope. Everything's been, I will. I'm going to show you guys. This is what it's been my whole career. I always got to show some more. Show your dad. Show the guys who are trying to beat you up that you can hang with them. All that stuff, those are the great qualities of someone who's driven to really be the best. Let me ask you this: what is big sisters like Joanna and whoever else? What kind of recommendations are they giving you? What kind of advice do they give you? They got to tell you something because they've been going through this for a while. Joanna blew up and became the most famous Polish fighter, in her country.
Deserves it, man.
Yeah, she does.
She trains really hard. Hard.
That's awesome.
Every session, I'm always like, Joanna, how do you have the energy to train like that?
I didn't realize it until I went there. She has her AirPods on. She
does her own thing, and I realized that you gotta do your own thing,
You gotta just seclude everybody else. I remember when we were getting ready on the mat, it was me and her doing the front row to the sprint, and she looked at me, and we did the front row, and then I beat her to the end.
Very competitive.
I beat her to the end. I go, I got the belt now. She didn't smile.
No.
She didn't crack up.
No, we'll spar, and she'll turn around, she'll be like, yeah, bitch. but she does, she's just so amazing.
That's funny.
like anything she does, like we'll be wrestling and she'll like bare knuckle just punch me, like we're fighters, you know, and she'll like bare knuckle like slap me or punch me. I'll be like, you do you, bitch, like you're the champ, like punch me all you want, you know. I love her so much and I support her so much, and she gives me the best advice. And I don't know, she just, when she was my age, she traveled a lot, and she was always doing camps everywhere and stuff, and she did like so many kickboxing fights and stuff. But she's amazing, and she's the best role model that I could have there, and actually my favorite person to train with. I really do love her a lot.
You know, I told Gus, she had posted a picture with you guys training. It was like 2-piece. And on one of them, you were like spread out, like fucking dead, you know. And the other one, I think she was laying on you or something like that. And I told Gus, I said, man, you can really tell these girls got like a bond, like they really do. You know, that's not
really weird.
That's not you posting it. That was her posting it, you know. And I've seen you in different pictures with her, and I've heard nothing but the best things about Joanna, because you know Mikey's one of her.
She's an amazing person.
Mikey's one of her head boxing coaches, and Mikey has the best things to say about her, and everybody has. You know, people. I'm not gonna say this for the fans. I can't speak for the fans, but I think when people hear her talk, when she talks kind of like you are, but she fucking threefolds what you're saying with that confidence. She's like, the baddest bitch is back, and I'm gonna take my belt.
Joanna,
you know,
like,
like,
you don't get nervous. I'm literally like, Joanna, you don't get nervous. She's like, no. I walk in there like this, and I just take in the car. I'm like, oh.
She literally doesn't get nervous. Like she told you that.
Yeah, she doesn't. She just lives for it, you know. But I get nervous. Crap. I wish I didn't.
That's what scares me, is I don't get nervous at all.
You don't get nervous?
At all.
That shouldn't scare you.
Everybody's different. No, it does scare me, because I've always heard you should be nervous. You should go in there nervous. I always hear fighters saying you're nervous. You know, I'm nervous. I don't get nervous whatsoever.
So here's a prejudice.
I hate that feeling of being
losing. Doesn't even cross my mind. Like that's something it's not even a possibility. I don't even know. I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
so
like
look, most people might say that like you're referring to, but then look at somebody like Israel. This motherfucker's breaking down, breakdancing, dancing.
Oh, yeah.
He's all up in his vibe.
He saw you all backflip.
Oh, that was awesome. Shout out to you. You outstole the show for that fucking thing.
I laughed so much, and I texted him, like, Joel, no me puedo parar de reír. He's like,
but he did it great. He landed it. It looked good.
He looked amazing, right? Dude. He's like, ¿tú quieres bailar? Yo bailo también.
Dude,
I love
really
Cubans.
I really thought that was great how you all did that, because you know Israel's amazing. Israel's amazing on so many levels, and he'll steal the show from you that quick. And Yoel stole that shit right back, and it was like, dude, this guy can do it all.
I love it.
Backflip into a split.
Oh my god, I can't.
Yeah, but anyhow, Gus, going back to what you said, you know, I get it. You know, where a certain amount of nerve should be there, because if you're not nervous, you know, it could cause X, Y, and Z. But then again, a lot of people, I remember when GSP was whooping asses, people were saying, you know, people are losing to GSP not just because of his skill level, but because they're fighting his fight. They're thinking about what he's going to do, and you just need to bring your fight. And you already know what's coming from him, but you need to bring your fight. I think Thiago was the one who first said that when he went against GSP. And he had a good fight with him. I forgot how he lost, but he had a good fight with him. It was right before GSP hit his pinnacle. Man, I used to love the hell out of Thiago, man. That boy puts up some good fights, man.
And he's such a good coach, too.
Yeah.
Honestly, my first class ever at American Top Team was sparring. So I show up on a Thursday to spar, and Steve Bruno was coaching Stella from One Championship. Do you know who she is? Well, this girl, she's amazing. But he was coaching her against me, and Thiago was coaching me against her. And then I stay with Steve. He has his classes, but Thiago's an amazing coach, you know, and he really knows what he's doing, especially when it comes to striking. You know?
He also started young. He also had a big fame, you know, when he was young, when he was a hot commodity, you know, when he was in that top rank. Him, Carlos Condit, GSP, you know, back in those shit, you were probably about 16.
No,
you were at what, 34?
Not that one there. You gotta change the age. You used 34 the last time.
Because that's the age you were.
Was that?
Probably.
Maybe. Possibly. I don't know. Who knows? Whatever.
I really do want her to guess her age. I want to see whether she'll be way off.
Oh, well, now that you said that, you're gonna come. You ruined it. Because you know, otherwise she probably would have said like 27.
Yeah. Okay.
No, like 33.
You see?
Oh my God, she is. That's the nicest person. In the
No,
world.
you have.
Wait, am I wrong?
That is so disingenuous. That was
How old
a
are you?
lie. She's doing that just.
I'm gonna wait.
I'm not lying.
I'm gonna wait till he's done. Thank you, Valerie. You're a sweetheart. I appreciate that. I'm 42. Okay.
You do not look 42.
Thank you. This guy, Flo, he just got hateration all up in his white blood cells. And,
Don't worry.
and he just
we don't pay attention to the haters. We'll keep our interview right here.
Oh, see, this is how she gets so many fans. She's fucking awesome. Man. She knows what the hell to say.
She just lost one.
I couldn't lose you if I tried.
Wait till yo, when you got one of these days, you guys are gonna spar, and then you're gonna see how she brings that fire she was talking about.
She's a taekwondo. I'm going straight to the leg.
You see, that's what
It's
they
gonna
do.
be striking, bro. You're such
Until
a
I
wrestler,
back
bro.
kick
No,
their
but
nose.
no. But listen, I've done, and shout out to Manabu Cheeto. I've been going to Bushido Muay Thai, which is one of the best. He's one of the best striking coaches in my opinion. He has a lot of pro fighters that do personals with him. I'm not gonna say who, because they do it. They do personals on purpose. And I go there for striking. That way, I'm forced to do striking. Like there's no takedowns there. There's no wrestling. When I do my sparring at my MMA gym, I'm like, I get hit. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go. I'm the shark in the water. I'm taking you down. And I rely on that too much because at that pro level, everybody has that top tier wrestling defense, that black belt in jiu-jitsu. So I have to have that upper edge in the hands at least.
Me too. I'm sparring and I'm like, shoot, take me down. Try take me down 50 times. Take me down as much as you can. Let's see how many I defend.
How do you do against wrestlers? I mean,
You have good wrestling defense?
I have good wrestling defense.
Do
I
you?
love wrestling.
Yeah.
My first thing I did when I started MMA was wrestling base with those Cubans in
Most
Miami.
taekwondo people.
Oh, that's right.
Alexis
That's right.
Villa,
That's right. Yeah.
Joel,
Yeah.
Michel Batista, Gustavito.
Hey,
all
where is
those-
Michel?
Michel is, he's somewhere now.
He lost his
Yeah.
next fight after. Oh no, he lost the show. He lost on the TV show.
Yeah.
He lost on the Contender. That's what it was.
Was it the Contender?
Yeah, he lost. No, he lost
No,
to
it
the
wasn't.
Ultimate Fighter
It was the Ultimate Fighter, yeah.
with DC
Mm-hmm.
in Stipe.
And I can see he didn't pull the trigger for nothing. Oh my God, that fight was horrible. I remember. What is the audio's door? Oh, that one. But he's a great guy, amazing guy. Yo, you know what? Listen,
Don't try to change your words.
I'm not. No, I'm
already
not.
on me.
It is what it is.
Stop hating!
Listen, read
You
it.
can't change your words. Repeat that one more time, actually.
I'm not worried about that.
What is with you and the candy? What's wrong with you?
I didn't know it was gonna be heard that loud. I took it out, bro. Thank you.
I saw you
Appreciate
putting it.
the
I was
toast.
looking at you. I was like, I was the only reason we didn't hear it is because I turned your mic all the way
Look,
down.
Carnage, he goes, tell them that you're my girlfriend. Guys, I'm dating Carnage.
Carnage the DJ.
Yeah.
He's a DJ.
Yeah, I used to listen to him.
Listen,
back in the day.
Carnage. If you don't know how to throw kicks or punches, brother, she ain't dating you.
No sabe.
Oh, yeah.
Ninguno sabe.
He knows how to.
Ninguno sabe.
No, he's.
Why don't you say it loud, fucker? I'm scared now. Ready?
Recording?
No. It's not even on. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. The focus. There you go.
Ready?
Yeah.
We back.
I can't believe I teared up when she was talking about that, bro.
Really?
Yeah,
Put it. Let
It's
her hear
just
that.
when you know when you relate to it, it's
Big time.
I'm the
3,
same.
2, 1.
That's that to me. That shows a lot of maturity on you. That you're this young and you were able to say something, to speak about that struggle, to speak about how people undermine you and what you can do and everything. That it'll make Gus, tear up or whatever.
Yeah.
Get teary eyed.
That's not gonna be in this. That's gonna be cut.
That's not gonna be cut, Gus.
No,
Gus,
don't
what do
cut
you? Are you ashamed of showing that?
I mean,
You
I
got-
didn't cry. I just teared, bro.
I didn't say you cried.
Yeah.
I even tried to. I tried to make it mean.
Tú déjalo a él y él te deja a ti solo.
Viste.
Ya.
Se acabó.
Para de pelear.
Va a sacar la chancleta.
She
Va a
went
sacar la chancleta.
full Cuban mother right now.
Yeah.
Full Cuban mother, that's so true.
Yeah. Anyhow, so where were we at? Oh, back to the gym. We were talking about Tiago and everything else.
Yeah.
So getting ready for what you think might be the next fight coming up, hopefully in around April, right?
Yes.
When do you get into fight camp mode where it's like, okay, it's time to start cutting a little bit of weight every so on and so forth. No more eating this Cheeto or that fucking.
10 weeks. 10 weeks before.
I don't know why. I saw Cheeto in your pocket.
8 weeks before. I don't eat Cheetos. You'll see chocolate, no Cheetos. But 8 weeks before.
People are
I get into another level.
Valerie eats Cheetos.
No, I don't.
That was a joke, guys.
I know, but I have an Uber Eats problem. So
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
so I delete the app.
Like
I delete the app at night. Yeah.
You deleted the app.
No,
just
actually,
so that you don't
last week. Oh my god, this has been happening to me. So my Uber Eats drivers are recognizing me.
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
This is a big problem because they know my address. And they see my order. So I'm like, thank God it's healthy. It's like an egg white omelet or something. But yikes, I don't know.
You order from Duffy's? Duffy's are great.
I like Duffy's.
Yeah,
That's where I decided I was gonna go into MMA at Duffy's. Watching y'all's fight, I'm like, I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna change the world.
You Uber Eats egg white omelet?
Yeah, I did that the other day.
That is the easiest thing to make. How are you?
No, I did it because I had ordered Instacart, like the delivery or the groceries, and I forgot eggs. And I really just didn't.
Okay, you know what? But it's funny. It's funny that he just went there because now he just set something up that I wasn't ready to go because you're so young and you're so busy. Motherfucker, you know how to cook? Yes. Do you know how to cook? Because nowadays young Latin females do not know how to cook.
I cook.
Do you?
I cook, but I had a boyfriend that he used to cook everything for me. But he actually taught me how to cook. And then now I've learned how to cook and I prepare my own meals or I meal prep and I grill my chicken, I make my salads, whatever.
How come you telling me First Round hasn't gotten you a meal prep?
No, I do have one now.
Oh, okay.
But
you do a little extra as well on your own.
No, I have that, but nutrition, when it comes to camp, I'm on another level. And I do, honestly, a lot of people don't agree with it, but I sort of do keto, but not really. But my body just works so well. Like, it shreds and I'm so strong. Like,
really?
It's just my body since I was little. Like, carbs are really bad for me. Like, they just don't do me anything. They make me very sleepy. So, like, minimal carbs. Like, little carbs, but kind of keto, but not really. Just a lot of fats and protein.
So I just literally had this conversation with my client right before I came over here to do the podcast. And he wasn't trying to argue me, but he was trying to say, man, Wes, dude, when I get carbs in my system, I just feel so energized, so this, so that. And I said, listen, dude, of course, you're having a spike of insulin. You're this, you're that. You need to control that. You need to go this route, that route. But then as we were going back and forth, he was spitting some knowledge and he knows a little bit of healthy facts and nutrition and whatever. I said, you know what? At the end of the day, this is what really holds ground. Everybody's body is different. And that's just it. What might work for you does not work for them. I know that for sure you want to minimize simple carbs because of X, Y, and Z reasons. You want to minimize fat content, this, that, whatever, protein, whatever. But at the end of the day, everybody's different. Everybody's different. I react great to complex carbs. I do. When I get my whole wheat this, my whole wheat that, my brown rice, I'm energized. I don't crash. I don't, but that might not work for you, for whatever reason. So you got vegans who just swear by all this energy.
Well, I did plant-based for a little bit.
Did you?
For a little bit. I kind of liked it, but not really. I just liked getting the plant-based chicken nuggets from Publix. She said,
undercover. Look, this is what I wanted to hear. I want to hear the little extra things.
Plant-based chicken nuggets.
From where?
From Publix. They have everything. You go to Publix and they have like plant-based everything. Plant-based meatballs, plant-based, this and that. Like, I don't know, but not while I'm in camp. Like, I need my protein. Chicken or salmon. Yeah.
So with nutrition, he guides you the whole way through, or he also meal preps for you?
No, he sends me my grocery list, and then he sends me exactly what meal is what, how much each thing weighs, and I weigh it on my food scale. And he comes with me to fight week, but he doesn't live by here. He lives in Jersey. So he can't, but I take a picture of every meal and I send it to him. But he monitors everything. And I tell him,
I feel like during your fight camp though, right?
Mm-hmm. If I tell him, actually I'm trying to get him here now, to help me start earlier. And just he's an amazing person and his lifestyle, like he's changed his life and
right.
He's just...
Again, he's also got a great story as well. Mm-hmm. I know that Shorty's getting ready for a fight.
That shorty's fighting.
Yeah, and I know that he's really close with Lou, and obviously Lou works for him. So I'm pretty sure Lou will probably pop up soon since he's got him, you.
Yeah, and like
he's got some other people
we're
too.
just trying to find where he's gonna stay. You know, because a hotel's super expensive for like 2 months. You know,
Right.
or an Airbnb. I don't know, but. It's worth investment for me. I see things as investment. I don't care paying for things that are going to better my career. So I'm like, I don't care how much money I have to spend on coaching. I don't care how much money I have to spend on this or my fight clothes. But I designed my fight clothes.
For real?
Yes, with Serge. You know Serge?
Yeah.
Well, since my first amateur fight.
Serge K-Time?
Yeah.
Oh,
Since my first amateur fight, he's like, Valerie. So I sketched exactly what I want. My signature, you see me fight with the Loureda, is my signature. I draw it out. Everything I designed. So my first fight, I did pink with like little hearts because it was on Valentine's weekend. The second one with Bellator, I did the New York skyline with my signature in graffiti. And for my amateurs, my clothes was beautiful too. And my coaches matched everything. I'm crazy. And it all matches my banner and my website.
Is that something that is kind of like a little hidden yearning of yours? Some type of design?
You're like into fashion?
Yeah, I want to sell my merchandise line, but I'm just waiting for my next fight, and then I'm going to release it. The thing is that...
She wants more clout, and then she's going to do it.
No, the thing is... Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
I designed what I fight in. And, like, I'm crazy. Before I fought in my first amateur fight, I was, like, designing. Okay, so it's going to be like this. No, I've never seen anyone wear, like this. Like, everyone's been the simple bra. And I would design how I wanted to look at my shorts, what sponsors are where, who gets to go on my ass, etc. Like,
Val, let me tell you, speaking about your ass, no disrespect, a couple of things. One, before I get to your ass, if people listening, the most expensive sponsor spot on a fighter's body, believe it or not, is the ass.
yes.
Because from the cameras rolling throughout any fight, whether you're on the ground, you're taking a shot in wrestling, or you're just standing up, it is the most viewed portion of any fighter. It's always the backside, and almost everybody's shirtless, and if it's girls, they got small tops. So it's always the center of the ass. That is not a joke. That is the truth.
It's real estate.
Yeah,
you negotiate with that.
It's just crazy to be saying this, but it is. Your ass is the most expensive real estate on you when it comes to sponsoring. Speaking of your ass, when I saw you fight at a combat night, I remember again the white girl, the one that you had to scrap with. You must have adjusted your shorts like 27 times.
It has to look perfect.
Val, you would throw a combination. You threw a lot of kicks that night. You threw a combination.
Which fight was it?
Oh man, not sure. It was you fought some white girl who was scrappy. Mm-hmm. You guys had nice exchanges. You clearly won, but she gave you she put up a fight. She wasn't winning. She wasn't gonna win, but I
think. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Anyhow, you had some short shorts, and I remember after every combination that you ended with a kick,
Papa.
you had to tuck it down. And I forgot who I was beside. They were telling me, "Oh, that's the Valerie chick. That's that little up and coming chick who trains out of ATT down south." I said, "Oh yeah, I heard about her. That was in the MMA community." And I was like, "Bro, she's about to fucking flash an ass cheek if she kicks too high. Like, what's going on here?"
It's good, more viewers.
Yeah.
More money.
There
more
you go.
My natural body.
Yeah, there you go. Good for you. I'm glad you think that. I really am glad that. But that's pretty dope though. So you're designing stuff like that.
Design my fight clothes, my banner. My clothes during the week, I have a stylist and she styles me. Styled by NC. She's amazing. She does all the girls on The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, whatever. And I told her, put me really into JLO Clothes. Just get me everything JLO Clothes. But none of that's gonna fit me 2 weeks later. So get me 2 sizes. My extra small for when I weigh in and medium for after.
How many times have you been told that you resemble JLO?
A lot. But I don't. She actually liked my picture. Can you believe that? Listen, because I met Demi Lovato and then she was doing so whatever. So JLo saw Demi's picture of me, and then she saw me, and she liked my old picture. She was scrolling deep.
That's dope.
I felt so approved. I'm like, yes, she
but
sees
it's a crazy compliment. You really do look like a young version of her. You do. You have a lot of resemblance.
When I get really skinny, for my fights, even more, I'm just sunk in.
Right.
We've met her a couple times.
Yeah. I actually trained her. I actually got a video with her on my page. It's a quick clip.
I love her.
I probably did
super sweet
2 minutes of
really nice.
of holding mitts for her, and She's as down to earth as you can imagine. I mean, she is 100% Jenny from the block. She was cracking jokes, talking shit. She was cursing, making fun of this and that. She was a good old time, man. A good old time.
I love everything she does. Like.
Yeah. Did you catch that performance on the Super Bowl?
Of course.
Phenomenal.
Beautiful.
Bro, that shit was dope.
She's 50 years old.
I know, man.
That's my goal, to look like that at 50.
And we see her when she comes in person. She probably comes maybe once every 2 months or so, maybe 3 months to the gym, and she'll come with A-Rod.
With A-Rod.
And she looks even better in person.
Yeah.
Dude. She
remember when she came in the overalls?
Yeah.
It was the first time me really seeing her like face to face and saying hi to her, and I was looking at her arms and like, this lady's 50.
She's
man.
Like,
shout out to
and
JLO.
she lives for her body, and she does. She's always doing something. She's always working. She's always doing something new. Like now, right after Super Bowl, now she's debuting her shoe collection. You know what I mean? Like she's always relevant, always doing something top, and no one could beat.
You know what I think about her in regards to what she's doing, aside from the grind, just the everyday hustle, and she's a business lady and all that. Which, by the way, so is Alex Rodriguez. That man's on another level right now with what he's doing. So they're an amazing power couple. But it's so easy to let go of your body when you're that fucking paid and you're that busy, and and this chick did the complete opposite. She is looking her fucking best. She is looking her fittest.
Better.
She looks better now.
Dude, straight up, she really does. I wonder if she has any kind of new movie roles coming out. I haven't seen anything.
Did you see Hustlers?
Oh my goodness, I didn't, but I heard phenomenal things about it. Yeah.
She trained to learn pole dancing just for that movie. Like, she's such a bad bitch. I love her.
Funny, I got this perverted homeboy. I'm not gonna drop his name. He hit me up out of nowhere like a month ago. Dude, have you seen Hustlers with JLO? And I said, nah, man, but I heard it's pretty good. I heard she did a decent job. I heard the movie was all right, but she did a good job with her role. And he goes, fuck all that. Find the very beginning where she's on a pole dancing.
Her first scene,
and you're going to be mind blown at what she's doing. I'm like, God damn, dog, you hit me up to tell me that.
And she's the best at everything she does. She just perfects it. I love it.
When I did the mitts with her, I remember she was throwing a nice jab and a nice 1-2, and I was like,
sharp.
And I told her, I said, damn, Jay, I forgot. You're pretty good. She goes, yeah, don't forget, I did plenty of movies where I had to fight, and then I beat her to the punch, and I said, I can't say it. The one, no more.
Yeah.
More.
The one that she had the abusive.
That one.
But is it called No More?
No, I don't think so.
It's fucking like No Something. Like
it was good though. I remember.
It was good.
She beat the crap out of him.
Oh man, fucking killed him. Like,
killed him.
It was a fight.
And she's been doing it for Facebook Portal, like the commercials. Like she's like punching a bag and stuff. I'm like, she looks great. Like, some girls they try with her, but no, she's sharp. I love that. I would love to train with her one day.
Hey, she likes some pictures. You never know.
I know.
You might be in a movie one day. You might say, JLO, we want to do. You travel back into time, and then it's you.
I can't say, but that's that's in the works.
In the works?
Yeah, when I cut weight, I have to be like 135. Right now I'm at 150, but for that would be like 135.
So somebody's talked to you about you playing a young JLO?
Damn. Why are you trying to get the podcast shut down, man?
I didn't see that resemblance until you said it. Now I'm looking at her, I'm like, damn, she does kind of.
No, I honestly thought that from day one.
No,
Yeah, well, I mean, but when you're made up and all this, when you look fight mode, you just look like a pretty girl about to whoop some ass. But
I don't think anybody looks like themselves when they cut weight.
I love how I look when I cut weight. I feel
love
like
how you look when you cut weight?
Not when I'm 125, because I'm actually depressed because I don't feel like voluptuous. I feel like too skinny. Like I'm touching my legs. I'm like, I know. I would love to be naturally a 135, just walking around. That would be my ideal weight for movies and entertainment. Like
I thought you were gonna say it's a fight. I was gonna say, whoa.
No.
Whoa.
I would never fight more than 125.
Yeah. You know what? Have you ever been told?
In taekwondo, I used to fight like 145 pounds.
I guess that's a little more doable because of taekwondo, but. Have you been told in MMA that, hey, Val, maybe you should do atom weight, maybe you should do straw weight, 115, 105?
When I started, they're like, oh, you're going to do 115. I'm like,
that'll be
not con la croqueta que tenemos aquí.
No, and I'm big bones. Like, mi músculo pesan. I've always been like, my dad's like that too, like, just big bone. And so it makes me strong. Plus, I haven't
heard that term in a while, big bone.
Big bones?
Which was actually debunked. Joe Rogan, there's no such thing as
well, there is denser bones, but not. Maybe I don't know if that's what people meant by big bones. But why did Joe Rogan really debunk that?
How people say, "Oh, big bones."
So you just better off saying, "I got thick jeans."
Okay.
You're
Thick
cute.
jeans. And that's another thing. People see me on Instagram and they're like, oh, she's gained weight. I'm like, no, I haven't. I've always been like this. Like, this has always been my weight. I've always been thick. And they're like, oh, not. And I'm like, no, I'm just posting like this more now. Because, like, dude, I don't know. When I'm, like, skinny, I have a different body. And when I'm like this, I have a different body. And, like, I'm just, I don't know. It's just weird. I have, like, two sides of me. Like, when I cut weight, I'm, like, too flaquita. But when I'm like this, I'm like, oh, I could be closer to my weight and be, I don't know. I go back and forth, but I'm better being in the middle now.
If I could give you advice on that, I would say this. I think you this whole time we've been talking about how important your career is. It's number one, okay? And even with the movies and the offers and whatever comes, whatever's in the making or whatever's coming in the future, because I'm positive you're going to get way more than you can imagine in regards to offers. If all that is what it is and the fight game is what's important, then I would say get over that psychological bullshit about feeling and looking in this and think what is going to help me more to be more successful with my fight. Should I walk around
close to weight? Yeah.
Should I walk around at 135, 140 so it's an easy 15-pound cut? And should I walk around with more muscle versus more thickness because I get to enjoy myself a little bit when I'm out of camp?
Exactly.
So I think it's all psychological. Listen, girl,
and it's very hard.
You're a beautiful girl. It doesn't matter if you're 15, 10 pounds, 20 pounds less. It doesn't matter. You're a beautiful girl no matter what. But obviously you've been raised in this Latin world, Latin community, Latin upbringing, Miami, nothing but voluptuous and butts and all that stuff. That shit ain't going nowhere.
I know, exactly. And this is what I think of. It's just overcoming that mental battle that when I'm not in camp, I need to be close to my weight. I just have a lot of anxiety. Like, I don't know, and sometimes mi ansiedad me da por comer, por gusto.
Of course,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And that's what I'm working on. But
somebody out there just heard her say that. They're like, I don't know what the fuck she just said in Spanish.
Mi ansiedad me da por comer.
You got that weird white guy that's like, ooh.
Let me learn Spanish. Oh my god, that's funny because on the show, like, it was all Spanish and I had, oh my god, the funniest dudes just trying to learn Spanish to understand me on that show. It was hilarious. Like, MMA fans.
Yeah,
literally, like, so many MMA fans would just watch the show, not even know what it's saying, but they would record it every night.
So what a perfect opening for that. How has it been to deal with this success that you've had? And as a beautiful girl, I don't care if you got 10,000 or 180,000 or 90,000, you're going to get a lot of fucked up, weird-ass DMs, and I'm sure they get gross and this and that. How do you deal with that, and to what extent has it gone to?
Honestly, I feel like I was born to know how to deal with it, if that makes sense. I feel like since I was young...
You're thick-skinned.
Yeah, I've always been good at dealing with... For example, my dad and I would travel to different parts of the world for taekwondo, and I would be with my dad, and just men just whistling on the street, or people, like, trying to find where I was staying, etc. But I've always been very good with dealing with that. It's never bothered me, and I never put myself in a situation where I'm in danger,
right.
as much as I try to be. But I don't really mind it. I know how men work. I love men.
How often do you pay attention to
I'm really good at understanding men.
I try to stay serious and I even look away.
I'm really good at understanding men, and
she goes like, know how they work. I love men.
I do.
We just lost lesbian followers.
No.
They're like,
they were hoping.
Yeah.
They're always hoping they can break somebody.
No, but I'm just really good at understanding the public, an audience, and how to portray myself in the right way and captivate people. It's weird. I just have my own style that I understand, and I'm really good at it.
Now, you haven't had no weirdos go to extra mile on you?
Yes. Show up to American Top Team, follow me home.
Damn.
No, that's another level.
See,
that's
dangerous.
Yeah,
that's dangerous.
Yeah, but I always have a taser in my purse, or I've actually learned how to shoot. So
you
I'm doing my.
Why don't you get
No, I am. I'm taking the classes.
Good.
Because if I'm a martial artist, I want to know how to defend myself everywhere, even shooting a gun.
Well, I mean, yes, but at the same time, martial arts is only going to take you so far when you're dealing with a bunch of nutcases out there.
No, exactly. And
really
someone puts something in my nose and I can't defend myself, But on my free time, when I watch TV, all I do is watch, like, murder and investigative discovery and Oxygen.
Really?
So I've seen everything. I know everything. Everywhere I go, I'm, like, always super aware of, like, what's going on around me. And
I'm like that all the time.
Dude, if someone comes close to me, I do not care.
My father's a cop, so like he's always told me, think of the worst.
Exactly.
And I'm like, everywhere,
and
and it's brainwashed me. So now when I go anywhere, I'm always thinking of the worst thing happening. And I'm like, why do I think like that?
Actually, listen to this crazy story. My mom, when my mom and my dad were dating, my dad's a martial arts instructor. So he gave my mom like this hierro, like a hierro for
the one
her.
that opens?
No. Like a silver hierro for her keychain.
I have no clue what that is.
Un hierro is like a piece of metal.
Like a piece of metal, like a big
bar.
piece of metal that was on her keychain. And she was at court for something because she used to work there. And when she was walking to her car, actually, she got attacked and stuff. And my mother, she used a hierro, like he tried to rape her, and she stabbed it in his eye. And casi lo mató. And she left running, and they called the cops, and they found him in an airlift. They found him.
Was that in Miami?
Yeah, that was in Miami.
Wow.
And my mom is a super strong person, but she had to go to therapy for so long after that and stuff. Like, just thinking about him.
PTSD?
Yeah, but my dad has always told me, be aware of your surroundings.
Yeah.
You know, there's locals ahí, and I go to my car, I have my keys right here. If I feel someone close, and that's another thing. When I see people following me home, I go a completely different route. I don't go home. I go to a friend's house. I call my mom right away. I go to Miami. I don't know. I'll kill someone. I'll literally kill someone.
Honestly,
If someone touches me, I will
we
kill.
can laugh and crack jokes, but dead ass. Again, with your popularity and it's growing with your beauty, with your youth. You're gonna have some cases come at you. You need to
Especially
be,
with that whole sex trafficking.
I love hearing that you think like this and you.
I'm
that's
super
awesome.
attentiva.
Do it. Your last step is you need to fucking get that pistol. You have to. And everybody should. I think everybody should have a concealed weapon. If I was an ex-convict, I would too. Everybody should have a fucking gun, just in case you get some crazy shit that pops up.
Like, I have knives like hidden in different parts of my apartment, por si acaso, because now fans know where I live, and it scares me. But
That's dangerous.
not because they're fans or anything, just because I like my space, like where I'm living, to be very personal, and no one knows where it is. I give my address to very few people, and that's it. That's scary, right?
Yeah,
I'll kill someone.
I mean,
I literally think about it. I'm like, what happens if someone touches me? I will back fist them and break their face in 2 seconds. Like, I'm crazy. But
yeah, you shouldn't be traveling alone either.
No, I don't travel alone. For my fights, I always have my sister there. Well, my sister goes with me always, and then my mom shows up 2 days later for like media day, and my dad maybe sometimes too. And then I fight, but I'm never alone.
Question: out of all this training that we've spoken about, you haven't mentioned much about like workouts, like
Conditioning.
Yeah, strength and conditioning, explosiveness, anything of that. Are you keeping it more? I mean, you're a strong girl for your weight class. I know that. But sometimes, like for instance, Joanna's going against fucking dude strong.
Yeah, she's really strong. Right?
She's fucking dude strong, bro. Like, she's dead ass strong. She's got shoulders and biceps like a dude. She's gonna outstrength her. Do you work on strength and conditioning? Is that something you're doing, or are you not as much right now because it hasn't been a challenge to do that yet?
No, I believe in strength and conditioning. My problem is that I train so hard, so the energy that I had to put into strength and conditioning. Well, I run every day. I'm a big runner. It helps me lose fat on my legs. When I'm cutting weight, I run every day. But besides that, the energy I have when it's not for sparring, grappling, or whatever, like, I just put into jiu-jitsu because now I'm very early in my career.
I get it.
And my energy and my strength has to go straight to jiu-jitsu.
That's a good call. I see nothing wrong with that.
Who's your jiu-jitsu coach?
A top team. They have different coaches. I don't have a specific jiu-jitsu coach, but
Doesn't
my
have to,
energy.
you're still learning.
I'm very young in my career, so strength and conditioning. I know I need it. I'm running, whatever. I do little things, but my energy has to go 100% to dedicating to jiu-jitsu if I want to be someone in the sport, and that's the way I see it. And my coaches, they tell me that's good as well. I'm not that type of person that it's sparring on Tuesday and I show up to strength and conditioning. I don't spar. Like, no, like those fighters that they go away from sparring. Like, sparring is what we do, man. Like, you can't be scared of sparring. You have to get 3 rounds in during the week, even if it's like not hard. Just you need to see punches. You need to slip. You need
to manipulate.
You need to defend takedowns. You need to have that the reaction. That's I'm big on that.
Yeah,
your
that
reaction
perception and everything.
Because taekwondo is like it's reaction. So I always make sure my reaction is sharp. Even like I'm crazy. Like my sisters will be there and like we'll go somewhere and like I'm always like Nati, whenever like you can, just like go to shoot for my legs. Like I'm psychotic, but I'm like, go shoot for my legs, because as soon as I feel something like coming close, bah, I react and I push head down, and that's it. You know what I mean? Underhook, push the head down. So like with my sisters, for whoever, like just not at night, like casually, just like always surprise me. Just try to take me down.
She's over here trying to get vegan nuggets, and then her sister shoots on a single leg.
Oh, my sister and I used
That's
to
how it
fight.
should be. I mean, it's to the point.